Hey guys, Red Pen Mining here. Hope you're doing well, having a really great day. This video, all right, I got a lot of topics I want to talk with you guys about today. Just going through everything regarding GPU mining and crypto mining. Am I keeping my GPUs on at the moment? Spoiler, they're all off now. Gonna talk about ASIC mining, ASIC miners, profitability and whatnot. Gonna talk about the Chinese New Year. Anyone who's ordered an ASIC miner probably won't be getting it for, the next couple of weeks because of Chinese New Year. Just a bunch of stuff. Hash rate's going up. Bitcoin hash rate hasn't been going down really. And difficulty change is going to happen pretty soon. It's going to go up, so that's going to be quite daunting. So I got a lot of topics I want to talk about today. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I know crypto mining's been rough. I mean, the markets in general have been pretty rough overall, but yeah, everything is quite affected by what's happening really around the world. But I want to talk about all that after today's video sponsor. Are you tired of jumping between mining pools, swapping wallets, or even dealing with complicated payouts? Check out PowerPool.io. PowerPool has the top mining algorithms such as SHA-256, Script, EagleSong, X11, K-Heavy-Hash, and even ETC hash, letting you mine while optionally converting rewards into Bitcoin, USDC, or other supported coins. PowerPool helps you avoid holding volatile altcoin balances and simplifies treasury management, especially useful for mining farms or anyone tracking taxes and cash flow. Personally, over the past couple months, I've pointed all of my ASIC mining hardware to PowerPool, and I have found it to be the most profitable and honest when it comes to their auto conversions and adjustable payout options. If your goal is hash first, settlement later in BTC or stablecoins, PowerPool makes that workflow easy. Don't take my word for it. Test it yourself and sign up today using referral code RPM for 0.5% pool fees from their normal 1% pool fee structure for more coins in your wallet. Check out PowerPool.io, link below. Alrighty, so this is probably going to be a really long video. I'm hoping to just talk out of my head here, just everything that's been going on maybe recently and just how I see things in my perspective. But as I've been looking at it right now across everywhere, just markets in general, looking at, GPU mining, crypto mining in general, CPU mining and everything. I want to talk about that later. I also want to talk about my AI rigs as well. We'll talk about that later, but just everything in general right now is just quite suppressed. And whether or not you believe it's, a great time to get in or, mine the dip or buy the dip even, or, all this kind of stuff that's just happened, right? Where Bitcoin's just basically fell down from like 125K like 4 or 5 months ago. And here we are now, from 125K down to 68K as of recording. So, it's quite a drop that we've experienced here, whether or not it was, the Binance liquidation October 10th. And then that just brought a massive cascading effect as well over time over the past couple months. So that has affected everything regarding crypto mining over the past couple months here. And yeah, we've seen quite a drop in profitability amongst everything, really. ASIC miners, notable L9s and whatnot, Bitcoin miners, everything has dropped off in terms of profitability. So I don't have a crystal ball regarding if the markets are going to go up anytime soon, or there's the whole bullish news regarding the Clarity Act, whether or not this is going to be passed in the springtime, the new crypto regulation Clarity Act, that could be bullish as, a lot of money could be flowing in springtime. That would be nice. So that's not too far away. So anyone who's crypto mining right now, maybe going to keep mining on, maybe paying your electrical bill out of pocket and yielding everything as time goes on here. But obviously that's a big risk if you can financially afford it or not. Anyways, I just want to look at Google Trends at the moment, just how everything is right now with the markets and everything. GPU mining in general is way down. I mean, the interest in GPU mining is completely dead. Okay, at this point in time right now, it's at like a 6% here on Google Trends, the lowest that it's ever been, okay, really, truly. And notably, when it's down this low, that means GPU mining is really not profitable right now. So I actually have majority of my GPUs off now, and I am not GPU mining, okay? I am actually losing money now on my 170HXs, and so I have decided to finally turn them off. This is a pretty sad day for me. And, I truly wanted to keep them on and pay my electrical bill out of pocket. I was notably mining Zealous. I was going to try to mine Ergo, trying to mine and hold, but I've kind of been just disinterested in doing the whole mine and hodl now method for GPU mineable proof of work coins. I just no longer want to take that risk anymore. I no longer want to spend money on the electric and then just mine the yields for whichever GPU coin that I was going to mine and hold. I've just been so disinterested in it because of what has happened to altcoins. Altcoins like proof of work altcoins have never, had their heyday, especially with, as Bitcoin went up to 125K. Altcoins just never came back. Notably, the proof of work GPU mineable altcoins, that is Zealous, Ironfish, Octaspace, Chlor, you name it, Ethereum. I mean, all these coins. Ethereum did have some price appreciation because of the privacy narrative with Zcash and Dash, I believe. Anyways, I don't need to explain that further. I mean, if you guys are watching my channel and any of you that have been GPU mining over the past couple of years, definitely understand what I am feeling right now regarding, keeping your GPUs on. Even at my, 7.274 cents electric, my 170HXs were no longer making any profit. They were in the negative. Stay tuned. I have been thinking of trying mining rig rentals. So kind of similar to like Chlor.ai, where you could rent out your GPUs there for a little bit higher than what your electrical bill is. I mean, you can set your own price and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I may try this, see how it goes, but maybe I'm going to try that next week or something. I know a lot of you guys use mining rig rentals, but let me know if you guys have been having good luck on this platform or not. Okay, now let's go to Google Trends regarding Bitcoin mining. So GPU mining in terms of Google Trends is down in the dumps, right? Nobody's interested in GPU mining anymore. I mean, it's been like this since the Ethereum merge, really, back in, I think, 2022 or something like that. So Bitcoin mining. All right, let's get into like the ASICs now. I know Bitcoin mining is quite a huge part in our ecosystem in crypto mining. It is the biggest part in our ecosystem. I mean, the emissions right now for Bitcoin mining is about $38 million a day. The next big emission for crypto miners is going to be Dogecoin at $1.35 million a day, Litecoin at $201,000 a day, Monero's at $148,000 a day. So you can see, there's a lot of money here still in crypto mining, but of course your electrical bill for anyone that has cheaper electric is going to be able to benefit from, profiting from this. And that's where big farms, massive farms have been, turning on over the past 5 years since like 2021 when, I remember Bitcoin mining in 2021, there was only 145 exahash back then. And lo and behold, during which I think this time was when it went down, it was a lot of banning of Bitcoin in China or Bitcoin mining in China and whatnot. Anyways, going, as we've, since then, the hash rate for Bitcoin has climbed, I think almost like 7x since 2021. And over the past couple months here, it's been climbing back up ever since the winter time when there was curtailment, winter storm. A lot of the farms had to turn off regarding the snow and cold weather having a massive effect on the mining farms. And so they had to turn off. But now recently, looks like they've been coming back on here and we're over a Zetahash now, okay, which is an F ton of hash rate. But this also goes in line with Litecoin as well. Litecoin, okay, with people merge mining Dogecoin, right? You can see here the hash rate actually has been climbing back up as well. Since the winter storms and curtailment for a lot of those industrial mining farms. So you can see here, hash rate, I think at the low was almost down to 2 petahash. Then it climbed back up to about 3.1 petahash. So that was a good 1 petahash that turned off from massive farms during the wintertime. But yeah, it looks like it's climbing back up. Maybe new miners are coming into play. A lot of people still buying L9s, new farms coming online. That's obviously been the name of the game, especially over the past, I'd say, couple years. There's always been new announcements of some massive mining farm, getting in 50 megawatt, 100 megawatt farms investment. And yeah, so there's still a lot of huge entities out there that are Bitcoin mining, script mining at very cheap electric. I'm going to say like 2 to 4 cents electric at a larger scale versus you and I who are mining at home, which great segue to mining profitability right now. It's not great. If you're residential electric, you're probably not really making that much, okay? Or maybe breaking even, depending on what type of hardware you have. If you don't have L9s, you're pretty much making a buck or less right now at 10 cents a day. Even at 11 cents, I think 11 cents would be breaking even on an L9, which is really, really, really funny to say, maybe 9 cents over, 11 cents electric, but that's rough, right? That is extremely rough to see that, even at 11 cents electric, that an L9, right? The notable king of script mining these days is breaking even at 10, 11 cents, right? And so you got to have cheaper electric to really stay profitable, at those levels. And even for me, even at like 74 cents right now, I'm only making like a buck or two on my L9s at home here. So it's nothing crazy. It's nothing like what it was before, maybe 6 months ago. These L9s were making 19, 20 bucks a day and $22 a day. And now it's like $2 a day or so at my electric, 7 cents. And not very many people have my electrical rate, right? And so other people, of course, if you want cheaper electric, you're probably going to go get them hosted, right? At like maybe Terra Hosting or Iowa Crypto Mining or maybe Metered Mining. Links down below to the hosting companies if you guys are interested. But just recently, I know there has been a lot of talk regarding Kwai. Okay, Kwai profitability actually has been better, also dependent on Kwai's price goes up or not. Just a quick announcement, Kwai announced that they are now officially swappable inside the Tangem wallet, so powered by Change Hero. So you can swap the Kwai on your Tangem wallet now and go into USDC, which is amazing. Okay, no KYC. All right, self-custody. If you guys are interested in a Tangem wallet, go check out redpanda.tangem.com. I have my own branded cold storage wallet. Looks like we got 50 left here. And if you're interested, use code RPM, you get another 10% off. So it's $62.91 for a 3-card RPM Tangem wallet if you're interested. But yeah, Kwai has enabled the swapping feature for Kwai, which is really cool. So if you guys have Kwai, you can send it to your Tangem wallet and do swapping there. I know that was a notable hard one for people that are in the US. We're not able to swap Kwai out, especially if you didn't have the exchanges there. I know MEXC, Gate, a lot of these aren't, available in the US. So there you go. If you got a Tangem wallet, you can swap right in there. I thought that was pretty cool. But okay, so profitability wise, I'm not going to go through everything here, but yeah, just even looking at Bitcoin miners, even at like, let's just say 9 cents right now, I think an S21 is losing money. All right, a 200 terahash S21, this miner came out in August 2023. So this is where Bitcoin is right now at 68,000 and the current difficulty of Bitcoin is at or is going to be at 144. So we're going back up. We're at 125 right now, T, but in about 2 days time, as of recording, we're going to be going up to 144 T. All right. So this is just to go in line with the 10-minute block time. Target block time is 10 minutes. So right now it's about 8.68 minutes on average per Bitcoin block at the moment. So that's why the difficulty adjustment needs to go up in order to go in line with the 10-minute block times. And so, yeah, the hash rate has been climbing back up, okay, as you guys can see here over the past month here, obviously, because of the winter storm. And now people turned off, farms turned off. Now they're coming back on, curtailment, what have you. So, yeah, we're gonna be seeing a difficulty adjustment coming back here. So what's going to happen is that in 2 days time or so, we are going to see even further up, S21 Plus, maybe even S21 Pro is going to be breaking even at 9 cents. Heck, maybe even the S21 XP, it's going to be real rough at 9 cents, maybe even 8 cents, come in 2 days. I'll maybe do another update video. We'll see how, Bitcoin miners are doing, but there's going to be a potential flush out potentially depending on how much hardware is online that are inefficient, older models, not just S21 pluses or S21 Pros, but like, S19K Pros, S19J Pros, those types of models, which I think is quite prevalent still on the Bitcoin network. All right, maybe you guys can tell me I'm wrong, but like how much hash rate are 19 series Bitmain models or S21 series? How many of those are out there in the wild? Those came out in 2023, so I'm assuming that's a good, like, I don't know, 20% of the network, right? But there, notably these days, there's been a lot of new models coming out, not just S21 XP, but like hydro models, right? There's a lot of massive farms out there that have gotten into hydro, and these guys are heavy hitters, right? And also in the 15, 16, 13 joules per terahash in terms of efficiency. So they are obviously able to mine much more Bitcoin and more profitable as well, even at, like, let's just say they're at 4 cents, which a lot of these bigger guys are, right? So they're even at a larger scale, and these guys are mining with hydro. They are able to stay on and be profitable. And I'm going to say majority of this hash rate that we are seeing online on the network are bigger players in the space that have cheaper electric. Let me know if you guys think I'm wrong. But I think another side of it is there's a lot of home miners too, but a lot of us home miners, we don't have 4 cents, we don't have 7 cents. Maybe majority of us, I have 7-ish cents, but majority of people out there are above 15. I think on average electric in America is now 17 cents per kilowatt hour. So not even the best, hydro miners, actually no crypto miner. Let me just see here. Let me just refresh. Actually, no, I was wrong. The Z15 Pro still makes $13 a day at 17 cents electric for Zcash. But just, there's really not many profitable miners anymore at residential electric, and it just doesn't make sense to run those at home. So actually, there's been this massive movement now. Okay, now I'm going to go to Google Trends. Solo mining Bitcoin. All right, this has been another huge narrative that people have been solo mining Bitcoin. I don't know how it has become such a huge thing. Actually, I know why. Because there's a lot of people with free power. There's a lot of people with solar there. And then there's also a lot of people who have home residential electric that don't want to spend a couple $1,000s on buying, an S21 or an S21 XP, something like that. These bigger miners take 36, 4,000 watts. These guys don't want to run these at home because they can't, right? They simply can't. So a lot of people now have been moving towards these types of miners, these little, BitX Gammas, NerdQX pluses, which check out plebsource.com, little shill here. They just, drop their prices down for all of their models here. And if you use code RPM, you get an additional 5% off. So yeah, they have the Gamma V2 here for $80 plus another 5% off. Then they have the NerdQX plus here for $249. Another 5% off gives you another like $13, $15 off or something. So yeah, the prices have dropped on plebsource.com. Go check them out. But again, solo mining Bitcoin has been another narrative, I'd have to say, for people wanting to try their luck in trying to hit a Bitcoin block, which is obviously a very, very, very low chance. 99.97% of people out there probably will never hit a Bitcoin block. And another thing is that Bitcoin is 95% mined already, and there's only about 1 million Bitcoin left to be mined. So I'm going to do another video on this. I want to do the math on how many Bitcoin could be found by solo miners in the next like 100 years. And I think I calculated maybe like 600 Bitcoin. So like 90 people out of like the hundreds of thousands of people who are solo mining Bitcoin right now will not find a block, right? It's like 600 Bitcoin will be spread spread to those that are solo mining, which is not a lot, right? It's just like I think 200 blocks or something. No, I had to factor in. I wasn't factoring the halvings as well, so it could be it's even worse, right? As the time goes on, years goes on, because there's a halving every 4 years for Bitcoin. The next one's in like less than 3 years from now. Anyways, yeah, solo mining Bitcoin is the next or has been the next thing. Though the interest for solo mining Bitcoin has been coming down. So I don't know how relevant this is going to be in the next year here, whether or not we're in this bear market. if you guys think we're in this bear market, or because of potentially this Clarity Act, whether or not this is going to boost the crypto markets or not, who knows? Mr. Secretary Scott Bessent here, hopefully he will pave the way for crypto and hopes that, Bitcoin and everything will go up. Who knows, right? Nobody knows. But anyways, I know a lot of you guys who are like me, a smaller scale, it's rough right now. It's definitely rough. If you don't have, cheaper electric at home to really sustain and, stay at least generally profitable at home, let me know down below if you guys are staying on, if you guys are gonna, stick with crypto mining, but totally dependent on your electrical rate, totally dependent on your financial situation. How many months are you going to pay out of pocket in hopes that maybe this is going to happen? The Clarity Act, is this going to be a bullish event? Are you going to take that risk and mine and hold for the next couple months, right? These are these are strategies that people are doing or not doing, and totally depends on your situation, your risk tolerance as well. Everyone's financial situation is different. Someone that has, let's say, $100,000 that are, is ready to deploy and, they're okay to pay the electrical bill for the next couple months. Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. Okay. Versus somebody that maybe only has like a month's worth of savings to, potentially take that risk, which I personally wouldn't. If you only have like a month's worth of cash left, don't use that for crypto mining. Get your life together, figure out other ways to get more income, save money, etc. At that point, yeah, don't think about trying to crypto mine or anything, especially if your electrical rate is high, at a decent electrical home rate, which is not very many for many people. I mean, it makes sense. The interest on Google shows, right, GP mining is way down. Bitcoin mining is kind of trending down as well. Solo mining is trending down. So it's rough out there, right? People are getting laid off left, right, and center, and cost of living is high. Last thing someone wants to think about is, mining Bitcoin or something like that. But for those like you and I, you guys that are here probably have expendable income, decent amount, hopefully, that we are all investing into, whether or not it's, mining or you're buying stocks or whatever. And you're just hoping that your investment will do well as time goes on, right? That's why we are all in this, not just crypto mining, but buying Bitcoin, assets, etc., Ethereum, maybe, not XRP, but all that stuff. Anyway, okay, moving along. Crypto mining is rough. I think majority of you guys know that. Let me know if you guys are on or not. Let me just go through ASIC pricing at the moment. Okay, this is one thing I forgot to touch on during the ASIC area, but right now it's Chinese New Year. Okay, for those that don't know. So for anyone that was ordering ASICs or anything like that, you're probably going to be delayed for another 2 or 3 weeks because it's Chinese New Year. So Chinese New Year is about 16 days, and in China, they celebrate up to 16 days. But yeah, it's a public holiday, and so they're going to be taking days off, right? And so a lot of the ASIC resellers that I've talked to, they're all on holidays now, and they're not shipping out anything. Okay, so have I seen ASIC pricing come down? Yes and no, but I also haven't seen very many people buy ASICs at this point. But if you're thinking about buying ASICs right now or taking that gamble, right, in hopes that the market will, flip soon, that's the risk you're willing to take. Or if you have a lot of cash and you're, maybe getting your stuff hosted and you're able to depreciate the miners, you're running it as a business, doing all that stuff, tax depreciation, tax purposes, able to depreciate against your income there and all that good stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of benefit there. I know a lot of people who have done that, including myself, right? People who have been buying miners, we're able to depreciate and lower our taxes that way. So, it's great that way for those that of course, have an income, right? All right, so yeah, that's that. Really nothing large there happening, though. I guess hash rate isn't going to really go up that much unless people have supply in the US and the States. But last thing that I want to talk about is AI, okay? So I think AI for home guys now, it is getting a little rough. For me on SimplePod, I've been decently rented more than half for majority of my stuff. Sometimes my 3060s are rented more, sometimes they're not during the day. But just as of recording right now, they're like half rented right now. But yeah, I'm currently making decent money on my 63090s and 103060s. I've been quite lazy on trying to get my 4090s on this platform, but I've actually been wanting to try another platform just for the heck of it. But let me know if AI has been decent for you guys. I know on Clore it's probably not as great. There's just not a lot of utilization right now on, I think, a lot of those smaller platforms, which I fear as time goes on, there's a lot of bigger players that are investing into the whole AI thing right now. So I wonder if AI is going to be at home, is going to be still decent for anyone doing this at home, at sub residential electric. Is it going to be profitable? Or are people going to make money in the future? I just don't know what the demand is going to be, right? And so I think there's still decent demand. I really haven't been keeping up with it that much. There's seriously a lot of things going on, but yeah, with AI, it's this whole realm right now is quite crazy of what's happening out in the world right now. Metals are going up, palladium, silver, I don't know, gold, everything has been going up, equities and whatnot, stuff that's, being utilized towards AI. It's just a lot of money into AI right now, and a lot of bigger companies are expanding into it, right? So for the at-home AI people, let me know down below if it's been lucrative for you still. Let me know if it's still been good. Are you getting more into the 5090s and whatnot? I find that I was gonna buy more 5090s, but the 5090s have gone up substantially, which is crazy. And 4090s are also now more in price as well, which is just crazy. I forgot to touch on, my rigs, right? All of my GPU rigs right now are just off. I think I touched on that already. Yeah, this video is quite long already. What I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to start turning on more of my AI stuff to replace the power that I've turned off here. I've turned off about like 15,000 watts. So my commercial electric, I have to kind of keep up the demand, right? So I have to keep a certain amount of power in order to keep my, lower cost per kilowatt hour. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days, is turning on more of my AI stuff. But even though actually my AI stuff hasn't really been using that much power, even though they're rented right now, majority of the time, like you can see here, my 3090s are really not using that much power, like 32 watts. Okay, this one's going up 210 watts. So, I mean, one of them normally goes up, but like majority of the time I have more than half rented. Not all of them are being utilized, maximum, 418 watt. This one's using 418 watts there. So that's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool to see on simplepod.ai here. I really love this platform. A link down below if you guys want to sign up and check out their platform. To get on it though is very hard. You're going to have fiber internet, redundancy and whatnot. But anyways, guys, I think that's it for this video. I have talked long enough. Let me know down below, how is crypto mining for you guys right now? Are you guys surviving? Are you turning off? Are you just focusing on cash flow, doing something else? Whatever, let me know down below. I know everyone's in a different situation, so I'd love to get your guys' feedback, because I know right now there's a lot of fear in the market and a lot of red, and so it's definitely a rough time as of now for crypto miners, because why mine at a loss when you can just buy the coin and you get more of it versus mining it, right? And spending more on electric, right? That's the hard thing. That's what's one of the really hard things regarding people who are crypto mining right now. All right, my friends, let me know your thoughts. Smash that like. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out.